All right, so I'm gonna grab my scanned files and bring them into Photoshop. I scanned it as a PDF, so I'm just gonna select everything, and this is all fine, so I'll just click OK. And now I'm just gonna duplicate all of these layers into one layer. And then I'll just name them. So planting areas, I want that one to be on the bottom. This is season 1 bloom. This is season 2 green. And these are the trees. So we'll just arrange them like that, and selecting the first 3 layers, just leaving the planting areas one alone. I'm just going to move the blend mode to darken. What that is going to do is simply make transparent all of the white parts of the image. And now I'm going to actually rotate my canvas. So I'm going to do 90% counterclockwise. Yeah. So this is the right shape. Because I was pretty careful when I was tracing to make sure that all my pages aligned, it actually lines up pretty well. But I'm just going to go through and make sure that all of the elements kind of line up nicely. So if I need to make some micro adjustments, I will. All right, so if I turn on my green layer, it overlaps with my planting areas nicely. And then if I add my bloom, that also works pretty well. And my tree layer on top is pretty well aligned. So I can turn these layers on and off and export this as a JPEG, and then I could go ahead and overlay that onto a background if I wanted to. Let me see if I can grab the line work and pop it in behind. Okay, so I'm just going to put that opacity way, way back. And I might have to rotate some of my layers just so that it aligns properly with the plan. So I'm going to put this down to 50 so that I can see everything behind. Select all of my scanned in drawn layers, and I'm just going to rotate them so that they align better with the line work below. So now I have a basic illustrated plan. It's just hand drawn, but that's no problem. If I wanted my trees to have more presence, maybe what I would do is, instead of putting them on darken, I would actually put them back to normal and then select, actually maybe I'll use this, just select all of the outside parts of the trees. Let's see what that gives us. So that's pretty good. It pretty much selects all the trees and their shadows, and I just have to add in a few of these lost trees down here. So I can do that with my brush tool on a quick mask. And I just pressing E for eraser, and I'm going to get rid of all of these red highlighted parts here, which are part of the quick mask that I don't want. So now just the trees and their shadows are selected in my quick mask. I'm going to press Q to escape the quick mask. And then you can see that the part that is selected is all of the white area surrounding the trees. So I'm going to do a Shift Control I to select the inverse. that will give me just the trees being selected, and I'll do a Control J, which is a duplication. So if I turn off the tree layer now, I have my tree layer with a white background on the trees so that they have more prominence over top of the plan. And I can then control this. So I'll go trees isolated. If I want to bring that down a little bit to 60% or something like that, I can. Or if I wanted to just put it on a different blend mode, maybe I want to do a multiply at 100% so that it takes on a darker tone. I can also double up on my efforts here. So I can do the bottom layer at 60% and the top layer multiplied. And now I have more control over the impression that those trees give. So this is how you could pretty easily work in layers to build up a hand-drawn rendered plan. It's not perfect, it's not super precise, but this would be good for checking in with Patrick or me and Daniel to give us an idea of exactly what you're thinking about. All told, this took approximately 35 minutes after I had printed out these basic forms from the plan. So it's not too much of an effort to put this together. And I think that the results are actually pretty nice and really do help get the point across. So consider this if you're having trouble conceiving of doing a rendered plan in Rhino and trying to render it in Twinmotion or Lumion. This can be also a good option for you to get your ideas out there really quickly. Of course, save it as a JPEG once you're done, and save the PSD file as well so you can always go back and add or remove the layers.